Trollification.
And they've dropped.
There you go. There you go. That was
That was
I
puberty.
am now finished puberty. Hello, guys. I am the new voice of Roger Norquist.
You look good.
Thank you.
The molting suits you. This new carapace is shiny and
Can
imposing.
you guys hear me through my 6-foot beard?
Yes.
I was gonna say you've doubled your height, which is impressive.
Well, I'm about what 9-10 feet right now.
I think the antlers are imposing. You know, I don't know if it's an improvement. You're gonna have trouble in the
I can't fit through the door anymore. Yeah.
Well, and you went with elk instead of deer, and the elk antlers are a little goofy.
I could have chose human too, but I thought everyone goes through puberty, becomes a human. I could become a deer. That'd be cool.
You're kind of a deer man. You definitely have a beard, and it's Roger's face, and kind of a man.
Body of a deer.
Yeah, the body of a deer.
Penis of a man.
Yeah, that's very apparent. It's just for those of you just joining us, Roger has gone through a second paranormal
first puberty.
A first paranormally induced puberty, and has transformed himself into some sort of woodland spirit or the vessel thereof.
Yeah. It feels good. It feels like this is who I am. This is who I'm supposed to be.
Great.
And all he had to do was smoke an entire pack of Cools.
I mean,
oh my God, I don't like it. Release him. Bring us back our old Roger.
Well, we'll just have to see how long my voice can do this.
Will the voice
because it hurts for sure.
This is the BDSM version of ASMR that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, does it feel like I'm hitting you with a cricket bat in the butt?
BDSM stands for bat?
It's British, yeah.
Well, I just assumed it involved paddles, and the only paddle that comes to my mind is an oar or a cricket bat.
The BDSM version of ASMR is somebody quietly telling you, I got a ball gag over my butthole.
And here's your sticky wicket.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Werewolf Radar, the world's premier paranormal BDSM podcast. My name is Jordan Dahl.
I am Nate Balding.
My name is Roger Norquist.
And today
Gary Gygaxed that.
Yep. I rolled a nat 20. My name turned out to be me.
All right.
If it was anything else, my name would have been Fiddlestick McFiddle.
Well, thank God. Thank God that didn't happen. Today's episode of Werewolf Radar is being recorded on Mother's Day, 2021.
Happy Mothers, you mothers.
And therefore is sponsored by Monstruco brand Mother's Day bouquets. An assortment of venomous bats, toads, and scorpions bound with catgut and scented with terrifying hallucinogenic chemicals that are sure to make this Mother's Day a ceaseless, terrifying scream for survival.
See, that's what I should have gotten my mom.
What the fuck? Yeah, I got my mom one. I haven't heard from her in a few days.
I mean, isn't that what you're looking for, really? You just check in and then ghost out.
I mean, what do you get somebody at a certain point? You've gotten all of the bathrobes and chocolates that you can get somebody. What do you get them? You get them experiences. And nothing. There's no experience like fighting the shakes after a venomous bat attack.
I got my mom a vegan candle called Kissing Party that emits that purple Joker gas when you light it. It's a fun trick.
She loves to she loves to eat candles too. Huh?
I feel like I did a bad. I just made my mom pancakes
into a pancake.
Yeah,
I got
into
my
a pancake.
I got my mom some profiteroles, little cakes, but again, she's been missing for a few days, so I'm gonna eat them.
It's fair.
Yeah. Anyway, Monstruco bouquets. It's kind of just a big ball of bats. How are you guys? Let's talk, my old chums. Let's have a convo about it.
I'm
How are
doing
you
good.
feeling?
My apartment condo is not haunted still, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We've left lots of paint out, no footprints, no dust building up, no mysterious lights blowing up, no moans,
do we need to,
no
creaks. Do we need to like kill a guy in there?
Yeah, I mean we've been tiptoeing around it for a while now, but you're gonna have to haunt this thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the work. If I want this to be my forever house,
yes,
with a ghost,
gonna have to put some work into it.
Gonna have to put the work into it.
Sometimes that means, luring an evildoer into your home and bludgeoning them to death with a globe.
Dextering the body, putting little bits in all the corners.
And
then
them in the cement. Yeah,
Sabrina
really,
the Teenage Witching this with the summoning portal in the middle and getting it done.
Just really getting into the folklore of it, At the
That's
end of
what ghosts love. If you want a ghost to move into your house, you're saying, I need to build up the folklore. I need to invite the ghost with some good old lore.
Well, that stuff right there, grinding a person up, putting them in the foundation of the house, that's good stuff right there. You could maybe use their blood to make like a rose garden or something.
Ooh,
you know what I mean.
I live right across from a school.
Okay.
So what you're saying is maybe like build up the legends there as well, like have like a little witch cut out staring at the children all the time. That way the children think a witch lives in the apartment,
or an actual witch. Or there's always the option of become the ghosts you want to see in your house. You walk around making sure that those kids across the street see a curtain open with nobody there. They see the visage of a strange old woman.
Oh, my building was built in 1924. Hair. Should I dress like a 1924's man?
Absolutely. They see the image of a pale 1924 comedian doing the soft shoe on the roof, singing about saltine crackers.
Or you can't whistle with them in your mouth.
Yeah, I can't whistle with them in your mouth.
To be
Which
fair,
was my bit I did in the Northwest region.
You are gonna have to
weird.
open
You
for
can't
a
whistle with
show.
crackers in your mouth, and then for 2 hours I try.
And then he'd try, and then finally it got to the point. But Roger is a master performer, so like at the end of that 2 hours, people were on their feet clapping when they heard this note come out. Incredible stuff. That was just a taste, you guys. Anyway, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers listening, the mothers, the brothers, the mothers from other brothers. We are talking about monsterly mothers.
Yes, I'm
today.
Excited.
I have put together a list of the greatest mothers, I think, from the fiction that we love so much, from the reality of the cryptid universe, from the folklores of the world, from the mists of the paranormal. These are monstrous mothers. Werewolf Radar presents Monstrous Mothers, spelled like Sam Jackson might say it.
Yeah. And then I'll play the Monster Mothers theme song now.
Yeah, hell yeah. Monster Mother. Yeah, there it is. Boom. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. That was great, guys.
It was.
So coming in at the how many do we have here? Hang on. 1,
17, I thought.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at the number 8 spot.
Yes.
The Halibut Mother.
Wait, what?
I said the Halibut Mother to you.
And this is a real one. This is a real monster from our cryptid world.
You tell me, Jack.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not just saying stuff. He's not saying stuff just for the halibut.
Signal the snipers now.
Ow.
Nice. Got him. Yeah, the Halibut Mother, and this is from Cryptid Wiki /fandom. We love them. Fandom.com. They do good shit. The Halibut Mother is a giant oceanic cryptid supposedly living in Iceland. This giant fish is said to be the mother of all the halibut in the world.
Okay.
It was seen mainly in the 1700s, and in the later years was a rare beast. Still to this day, teachers in schools teach students about this monster. It is said that if you kill a halibut mother, you will be cursed with unluckiness while fishing for the rest of your life.
Well, also, haven't you sort of committed a genocide?
Because it is where all the halibut come from.
All future halibut?
Well, I think the idea is that it's like kind of a queen bee. You know, there are halibut mothers out there who are giving birth to all the other halibuts.
They used to go into town all the time, buy pretty dresses and stuff, but they're not seen as much anymore.
Yeah, kind of reclusive these days.
You think they've maybe gone through a menopausal period and they're just not feeling as good about themselves.
Right. Ever since their husband or constant companion died.
Yeah, I mean,
Hollywood's written them off.
If what you're asking is if halibut needs to get its swim back, I'm thinking, yeah.
Now this is not to be conflated with the salmon mother, who these two are actually kind of sharing a spot here. I hate to do this, but the salmon mother in the Americas is sometimes known. The halibut mother is sometimes known as the salmon mother, which is a giant version of the salmon. It is also said to be the mother of all salmon, which we know to not be true. The salmon swim up river and have that horrifying fuckfest.
I mean, like the worst way, where it's just like a bunch of women just like lay some stuff around and the dudes have a circle jerk.
It's very gnarly. It's like if you see, like, first of all, do you remember the Magic School Bus where they became like salmon spawn and a salmon comes up and full on jizzes on them?
Yeah, have you seen that Magic School Bus where they become salmon and a bunch of children have a fish orgy?
Yeah. And if you see like actual YouTube videos of the salmon spawn, it is like fucking the scariest like level of fish hell, where it's just like frothing waters of fucking dying fish spraying eggs and jizz on each other, and then like off to the side bears just ripping the skin and fucking and brains out of all the fish. It's very gnarly.
That's one of those ones to where like I've really only seen the bear side of it. Like they don't show a lot of like the fish side of what's going on in there. Just the bears enjoying a nice bear dinner.
They talk about the fish swimming upstream to spawn, but what they don't tell you is like when they get there, they like fucking die.
They go to die.
Yeah.
Which frankly, I feel like this is a pretty solid retirement plan.
Sure. I don't know. I think I'll probably swim upstream, have a bunch of sex, and get eaten by a bear. We got plans. I'm just saying. Okay, so yeah, the salmon mother is also a similar thing to the halibut mother, although the halibut mother is decidedly goofier because halibuts have the eyes on that one side of their head, which is pretty funny.
So I was trying to decide who was the auntie in this situation. It seems like the halibut's the auntie.
Sure, yes.
A little kooky, has some funny ideas.
Most encounters with the salmon mother include fishermen sending wild seals to go after and scare the fish from a hiding spot, and then they see the salmon mother. And to put it in perspective, both of these creatures, the halibut and the salmon mother, are said to be roughly the size of a Volkswagen bus.
Okay. So
are you suggesting there was a seal fisherman alliance at one time?
Oh
yeah, I'm still kind of caught up on that.
Well, fishermen
I'm just picturing like a bunch of seals on leashes, like hunting dogs.
No, because they were wild, which means that it was like a loose truce that the fisherman and seal had to both attack at different sides.
Kind of a thing. Let's go fisherman, seal, ring of the fisherman. I don't know what that is.
I've also concocted an elaborate scare tactic prank where you can always identify the mother if you send a bunch of seal after. Like that's the one that runs from the crowd.
Oh, yep. I understand.
Seal to scare fish. Let's look it up. I mean, this is very cool.
And then we can get our own seal mother. Nope, salmon mother.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is here. Maybe it's part of the legend that seal and fishermen used to get along, or maybe native fishermen did actually use pods of seal and alert them to the like location of fish so that they would scare them out or something.
Yeah, like push them towards the hunters.
Listen, I'm sorry, guys. You can Google this on your own time. It's not that kind of podcast. Today, we're talking about paranormal mothers, monstrous mothers. And this is the next one up. And it's more of an honorable mention because I don't know if there's a lot to talk about here, but maybe there is. The Mummy.
Yeah.
Guys, the Mummy.
We all know that's how people in Canada and Britain refer to their mothers.
Mm-hmm. The Mummy Dearest.
If you will.
If there was a monster called the Mommy, we might be talking about that, but that's not what we do. Or I guess, is a mummy in America called a mommy?
By some
I
people,
believe they are identical,
there's some dialects of American English that would pronounce it mummy.
Tutankhamun.
Well, and we did in the news segment just talk about a mummified mother.
Mm-hmm. Motherfication.
Mother God.
Mm-hmm.
She was motherfied.
Mm-hmm, if you will.
Yeah, we have a lot of feminine mummies, mummers, mumettes, maybe in America, you know.
Now the mummy is an interesting creature because it is, it's a thing. It's a real thing. It's a bit like the zombie or the skeleton in that, like, it has crossed this line of being from like actual thing to folklore to video game monster. We have no problem shooting in the face as long as we're Brendan Fraser. And like, it's not like people are seeing mummies pop up all over the place, or are they?
Pretty rare.
In researching for mummy sightings, I came across the fandom.com page for mummies, and they mention a fella known as the Bandage Man. Y'all ever heard about the Bandage Man?
No.
I believe he was mentioned in one of our March episodes.
I think you're very correct.
I refuse to listen to the past.
Well, what I found here is a first-hand account from Reddit from a Redditor named STX2019, which is my favorite Star Wars bounty hunting robot, describing their encounter with the Bandage Man. We're going to talk about a first-hand encounter with the Bandage Man here real quick. Hi. This is my first time on Reddit, and I specifically made an account to post my story about the Bandage Man.
Welcome to hell!
In Cannon Beach, Oregon. So I moved to Cannon Beach a year and a half ago from Dallas, Texas. I live in an apartment in town, but also close-ish to the stretch of Highway 101 that the Bandage Man supposedly haunts. So I had this dream before I knew about the Bandage Man, and now that I've read up more about him, I know it wasn't a dream, but a likely encounter with the entity.
Oh, like it actually happened and then you passed out from shock.
January or February 2019, I had a very vivid nightmare. I was asleep and I woke up feeling like someone was watching me and the distinct feeling that I wasn't alone. I live alone, but I have a boyfriend who sleeps over often, and sometimes when I'm semi-conscious, it feels like he's there out of habit. Also, it should be mentioned that my boyfriend is a horribly mangled man who wears bandages all the time. No, I'm kidding. Out of habit. I thought this was one of these times where I was confused and I would wake up and remember he's not there and go back to bed. This time, however, I opened my eyes to a man standing next to my bed and I froze. It felt so real. I looked at him and he was covered in toilet paper. It looked like toilet paper to me. It wasn't dirty, gory, bloody bandages. It looked like white cotton toilet paper.
Okay.
I was annoyed because why would
this sounds like a hilarious vaudevillian mistake.
I tried to poop and now this happened.
I did a boom boom in a bitch room. Looked like white cotton toilet paper. I was annoyed because why would someone waste that much toilet paper, wrapping themselves up in it? It was hanging loosely from his face, going all the way down. The moonlight from my window was illuminating.
The priorities there are fantastic.
She buys 4-ply toilet paper, and it is expensive, and she will not waste it.
I was scared and kept thinking.
I'm not concerned about the stranger in my room. They're wasting all of my toilet paper.
I was scared and kept thinking, this isn't real. This isn't real. I'm dreaming. Then he gestured like he was lunging at me, not with his hands, but his upper body, like kind of a, huh, you know? I do remember screaming, actually, a stifled, paralyzed scream that I could barely make. And when he lunged at me, I automatically squeezed my eyes shut. When I opened them again, he was gone. It scared me so bad, I stayed awake for a while, thinking that must have been a really bad night terror. I've never had a night terror before that. This past weekend, my boyfriend and I attended a ghost conference in the town over. Honestly, we attended to make fun of it, not knowing because we actually believe in ghosts and tarot readings. What? Whatever.
You know, like us, like
It's
we believe in things, but we like to joke.
Sure. I was talking to a guy who wrote a book on PNW ghosts and haunted sites, and I bought it just for fun. Later, my boyfriend and I flipped to the ghosts in Cannon Beach, and there's only one, and he is called the Bandage Man.
Oh, come on. That's freaky.
I forgot about my dream before that, and as we read more about the Bandage Man, I remembered my dream. I was freaking out the rest of the night, coming to the realization that I may have truly seen a ghost. I was glad I told my boyfriend about it that night, the night it happened months ago, so he wouldn't think I was making it up at the moment. It was too coincidental. The scariest, most real terror in my life matched the description of the only ghost in Cannon Beach. Anyways, I thought I would share my story, so if someone else sees him, they don't have to feel alone. Hashtag me too, the Bandaged Man. That's what they said, not me.
The only
that's
ghost
not what that's
Cannon
for.
Beach sounds like a heartwarming Charles Schultz novel. A penis adjacent strip.
Truly. Well, that is the entry for Mummy. There appears to be a dream-walking mummy who will at least fright check you. Kind of behaving. He's kind of using like fucking frat boy tactics here.
Okay. Sounds real sixth grade.
Yeah, fucker. Next up in our Monstrous Mothers episode, the Selkie. Y'all remember the Selkie?
Indeed.
Oh, it's a water demon, right?
In Norse and Celtic mythologies, Selkies, or Selkie folk, or meaning seal folk, are mythological beings capable of therianthropy.
All right, well, and that may be where we're getting that hunter-seal alliance.
Truth. Changing from seal to human form by shedding their skin. They are found in folktales and mythology originating from the Northern Isles of Scotland. The folktales frequently revolve around female Selkies being coerced into relationships with humans by someone stealing and hiding their seal skin, thus exhibiting the tail motif of the swan maiden type. There are counterparts in Faroese and Icelandic folklore that speak of seal women and seal skin.
Hey, come on. Just come over for a little nightcap. I'll give you back your skin. I promise I'm not going to do anything. I promise.
Yeah. So typically the folktale that you'll hear is of a Selkie wife and a human lover. Typical folktale is that of a man who steals a female Selkie skin, finds her naked on the seashore, and compels her to become his wife. I've got you now. You have to be my wife. This is how like all marriage happened until like 1978.
Yeah, sadly. Sorry, women.
But the wife spent. We are sorry. We apologize. We here at Werewolf.
Ironically, the year Kramer versus Kramer came out.
Apologize. But the wife will spend her time in captivity longing for the sea, her true home, and will often be seen gazing longingly at the ocean. She may bear several children by her human husband, but once she discovers her skin, she will immediately return to the sea and abandon the children she loved. Yeah.
Nice.
Get out of there. Get your groove back. Sometimes one of the children discovers or knows the whereabouts of the skin. Sometimes it is revealed that she already had a first husband of her own kind.
They're dealing with some issues.
Yeah.
They're on a break.
They're on a separation.
Children's story versions, the Selkie revisits her family on land once a year. In the typical folktale, she is never seen again by them. In one version, the Selkie wife was never seen again, at least in human form, by the family, but the children would witness a large seal approach them and greet them plaintively.
Okay.
Male Selkies are described as being very handsome in their human form, but guess what, motherfuckers? This ain't an episode about them bitches. Children born between a man and a seal folk may have webbed hands, as is the case of the Shetland mermaid, whose children had a sort of web between their fingers, or Ursilia, rumored to have children sired by a male Selkie. Interesting.
Then I assume that's probably the origin of the Ursula in the
maybe
Little Mermaid mythos.
Yeah, such that the children of this Ursula and a male Selkie had to have the webbing between their fingers and toes made of horny material clipped away intermittently.
Horny material.
Some of the descendants actually did have these hereditary traits, according to Walter Trail Dennison, who was related to the family. So some people from the Ursula family actually did have webbed toes and fingers.
And there's a lot of banging happening between all those toes and fingers.
Truly. All right, so that's the Selkie. The ill-attentive mother of the sea, captive to a cruel Scottish man. Next up, Baba Yaga. Y'all know the Baba Yaga.
All about Baba Yaga.
That's a good way to get attacked by the Baba Yaga.
That's a good way to get your head put on a pike.
This is true.
I know her legend. I know some Polish legends.
This is true. The Baba Yaga is on here, obviously, because her name actually means the grandmother. It is kind of a portmanteau of mother and evil in Russian, basically. It means grandmother witch, sort of. There are two versions of the origin of the name, both of which mean grandmother and witch. But I was looking around, being like, is Baba Yaga, does she have kids? Is she technically a mother? And luckily, on the page rushapedia.rt.com, they list the marital status of Baba Yaga.
Oh, she married Idris Elba?
Yes. She wishes. Marital status. Baba Yaga is single.
Boo.
Presumably older spinster. However, some Russian peasants saw her living with a daughter, Marinka. Some say Baba Yaga is the devil's grandmother, which means she apparently had children at some point.
Who spawned the devil?
It's a good question. These are all good questions. But the Baba Yaga is getting a special mention on this because, she's grandmother witch.
Yeah, I think that's deserving of, I still wish Richard Roundtree happy Mother's Day, and that's just for being Shaft.
Next up is another visitor from kind of the what would you call that? Slavic folklore?
Yeah. That's that like Russian, Polish, Baltic region, the Slavic regions.
Sure, the Slavs. They're taking us into this is going to take us into Scandinavia, actually, and it's also going to take us into Christmas time, y'all.
Oh,
we're going to get into that Christmas tale of Grilla and her Yule lads. Y'all remember Grilla?
Oh yeah, Grilla.
Yes, I do. I remember the Yule lads.
She'll steal up a baby.
She will steal up a baby. Grilla, this is from the Wikipedia, is originally mentioned as being a giantess in the 13th century compilation of Norse mythology prose Edda, but no specific connection to Christmas is mentioned. The oldest poems about Grilla describe her as a parasitic beggar who walks around asking parents to give her their disobedient children.
Got any evil children in your house?
Take them. I'll work in my factory. They don't actually work in her factory. Her plans can be thwarted by giving her food or by chasing her away.
standard operation with an evil backer.
Honestly, the same can be said for me. You can give me food or chase me away.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, me too. That's a very common trait we all have.
She lives in a small cottage, but in later poems, she appears to have been forced out of town into a faraway cave. Big Grinch vibes on the gorilla.
Kinda, yeah. I picture her on a mountain with a dog.
Yeah, well, she is a Christmas Grinch, you know?
Yeah.
Very much so. Whereas, you know, your other kind of matronly figures, the Baba Yaga, she has a very specific house. Chicken-footed house.
Chicken legs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
zero carbon footprint. That shit's alive. Current day gorilla has the ability to detect children who are misbehaving the year round. During Christmas time, she comes from the mountains to search nearby towns for her meal. She leaves her cave, hunts children, and carries them back home in her giant sack. She devours children as her favorite snack. Her favorite dish is a stew of naughty kids, for which she has an insatiable appetite. According to legend, there is never a shortage of food for gorilla.
Man, I wish my mom was that easy to shop for Mother's Day, to where like I knew what she wanted beyond all belief, and I could just get her that.
Get her the child stew. You know what she wants. She's just gonna. If you get her, you can get her a tarot deck or a nice picture of some beautiful butterflies or like a tin engraving of something. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, she's just gonna trade those things in for child stew.
Just get her the child stew.
I want to know when Valheim is gonna get a child stew patch.
Yeah. According to folklore, Grilla has been married 3 times. Her third husband, Leopoldi, is said to be living with her in their cave in the Dimmerborger lava fields, with the big black cat, the Yule cat, and their sons. Leopoldi is lazy and mostly stays at home in their cave. Grilla supposedly has dozens of children with her previous husbands, but they are rarely mentioned nowadays.
She's not responsible for what they do.
No, she's checked out. She's what they call a ghost mode.